subscriber
requested
movies.
and games.
Maybe we'll watch them, maybe we won't. But we did watch Jumanji, and that was 2 subscriber requests. And we're also going to give $100 away when we hit 1,000 subscribers.
$100. You never know. It's only 1,000 people.
It could be you. And the odds are in your favor if you don't hide your subscriptions.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. So we were requested to watch Jumanji. Yeah, by this person right here. They requested it. And then also that person requested it.
Right over there?
Yeah, right there. It happened. Both of those places.
That's cool.
Yeah, why not? And
so I got the chance to watch it. I was up at my family's house, and I watched a little bit early on accident. But my nephew and my whole family were hanging out for Easter, and they like, hey, let's throw it on. Immediately I text Corey. I was like, we need to do this review like right now, because this movie was pretty surprising.
Yeah, it was a pretty damn good movie. Like it was goofy, and it was goofy in all the right ways, and it maintained being really silly and goofy throughout the whole thing. Yeah. Like even in the action scenes and everything, it was still comedic, and it was still funny. And like to me anyway, there was only like a few dick jokes that were like a little too cringy for me, and that was it. And like for a comedy, like it to not have a lot of cringe scenes nowadays anyway, for sure. That's saying something. And it was a pretty well put together movie. I liked it a lot actually. It really surprised me how much I enjoyed it.
So it's new Jumanji. Has quite a few characters. There's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dude. All right. I hear you. I was surprised, man.
I smell
what
he's cooking.
Maybe a little bit excited for
Rampage. I know, it makes me excited for Rampage after watching this. But dude, he actually did a good job acting in this.
Karen Gillan, who plays Ruby Roundhouse.
Yeah, she's awesome.
A little hottie from...
She's the painted hottie.
The painted hottie.
from Guardians of the Galaxies.
Then we have Kevin Hart.
Yep. And
dynamic duo.
You can't... they play off each other so well. The whole Kevin Hart and The Rock. Like...
In this movie.
They have good chemistry. Well, have you seen their Snapchats?
No.
Yeah, they have Snapchats of each other. If you haven't seen it, look it up. And they're really, really funny. And they have, like, things where they're, like, talking smack to each other. Like, they have written lines out of scripting that they've written. And, like, they make fun of each other back and forth with it.
Of course.
And they have a super good chemistry together. So... it shows in this movie, and it really, really works. And Jack Black was hilarious.
Yeah.
Jack Black's always hilarious.
Jack Black was our other dude.
Yeah, I've always liked Jack Black. So, I'm a little biased on that part, and I think he did a fine job. Like I say, he did a great job playing, a teenage girl. But it was funny. Besides the dick jokes. It was pretty funny. But some of the dick jokes were funny too, though. It was just a couple of jokes. And I was like, all right. That might have got a little old to me, maybe. Or one scene lasted, like, way too long of a dick joke.
The one where she's taking a piss?
Way too long of a dick joke. Yeah, when they're trying to pee. I was like, dang, dude, this joke is lasting for, like, 8 seconds. But,
and then we had...
that was it.
We had our characters who were outside of the Jumanji world.
Mm-hmm. The teenagers.
I don't know who the teenagers are.
I totally forgot that.
But there's one really hot one, Madison Eisman.
The one hot one. That's all we really need to talk about.
I mean, incoming nudes, probably like the next year or so.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't look like a high schooler either.
She's not a high schooler. She's got to be like 21.
She has to be like 21, 22 or something.
Yeah.
But, or if she's not,
my bad.
You're not going to age well. But, the kids, they were all right. They weren't in the movie for too long.
No.
I honestly, they're kind of forgettable, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
except for her.
It's meant to be that way. Yeah, except for her.
Just because she turned into Jack Black.
The only memorable person besides the hottie is the guy that was stuck in there for 20 years.
Yeah.
And how he comes back. So that was cool.
Yep.
Spoilers, automatically. Spoilers.
Whatever. It's
Yeah,
Jumanji.
because this movie's been out for 2 weeks already.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it yet and you're worried about getting spoiled, get the out of here.
Just go watch it.
Yeah, just go watch it.
So, I gotta say, subscribers, you guys surprised us with this one.
Really pulled through. Yep.
Oh, just the opening scene whenever all of a sudden it turns into a video game. The guy gets sucked into the video game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. And then once all 4 kids get sucked into it to follow up with Saving Jumanji.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is The Rock played The Rock. Kevin Hart played Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Like, the only person that was not natural was Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
And,
well, he can do it.
yeah, and
yeah.
he's super hilarious the whole time.
Yeah, and Ruby Roundhouse is a good actor, too, obviously. I mean, she's been in quite a few things.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that's what really made the movie. The movie is, Kevin Hart was playing Kevin Hart and The Rock was playing The Rock.
Right.
And they're good, and they're super fun people. Like, they're hilarious people. And so that's like what they need to do. Just get typecasted as yourself in every single movie that you do, and you'll be just fine. And I'm hoping that's what's happening with Rampage. They're like, all right, Dwayne The Rock's character, Rock, just be you, bro. Just read these lines as yourself. And I think it'll do very well.
What was that one movie? Well, I think we talked about this in the weekly trending when he was supposed to be this funny guy.
Oh, man.
He was like some old fat kid from high school.
Yeah, I don't
He grew
recall.
up to be some muscly CIA guy and had all these like quirky
uh,
lines that they were just terrible.
I remember that movie being bad. And
it was so bad.
Yeah, that's what we don't want to see from The Rock.
No.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Hart and The Rock played off each other pretty well.
Yep.
The thing is, I felt like The Rock's character actually pulled from the outside world very well.
Yeah, he did.
The only person that didn't was Kevin Hart's.
Yeah.
Like, Kevin Hart just played Kevin Hart. The other dude, he was like some fucking football high schooler.
Yeah.
Who was probably not that funny at all.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I really feel that the only, like, real world person that didn't really match up at all with their Jumanji person was for sure the football guy. Because he's, like, he didn't have any funny lines as him as a high schooler. And then he's Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart's all super hilarious all the time.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, Ruby Roundhouse, what's her name again? Do you remember?
Karen Gillan?
Karen Gillan. We'll go with
right?
We'll go with that. Sounds right.
There
there we go. I can put it in.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yep, perfect. Yeah, that's completely right. She did a great job of being like insecure of herself and not being sure.
Right.
And the scene when she was like walking to the guys trying to get to the hangar, that was super funny. It was like way over the top, but it pulls it off. It was an over the top movie the whole time, so I didn't mind it at all. No. And it was a super fun watch for me. I really, really liked it. You got to go in just knowing it's a fun watch. You can't go in picking the movie apart or you're not going to have a good time.
Nope.
So just know that if you haven't seen it yet.
And for what my worry was going into the movie, I was like, all right, they have to compete with old Jumanji.
Yeah, I really felt that way too.
Who was it? Robin Williams, right?
Yeah.
Is Robin Williams?
Oh yeah, Robin Williams.
And the original Jumanji, and because I thought that it was going to be kind of the same storyline. This is something completely different.
Yeah.
It is in the Jumanji world, and Alan Parrish is definitely an Easter egg inside the movie.
Yep.
But it's a completely different take on Jumanji.
Yeah, and that's like how you do a soft reboot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, it was perfect. It was a perfect soft reboot. And I wish we could have saw more little cameos.
Yeah.
Like that would have been really, really cool. Like one thing that I was thinking about.
Like if the hunter came out.
Yeah. Like in the final scene with the leopards, if like a leopard would have came and the Rock would have been like, oh snap, I'm cornered. And then the hunter would have been like, whoa! And then like, oh, I got my kill. And then just left. Like, cool stuff like that. I would have really, really liked it. Like, monkeys, like, if the monkeys would have fucked with them in some sort of way.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
there wasn't
that
even
would have been
monkeys
really
in
cool.
it,
But there was
there?
no monkeys in Welcome to the Jungle at all. Which I was like, oh man, and I would have loved to see the plant vines, but I mean that's just working so much in because they already had a lot.
They did.
Like they had a lot of content in it, and it wasn't slow. It didn't. I didn't feel that it really slowed down until they found their missing piece, and you get a little more explanation of the world. But that wasn't really a slowdown moment. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, the slowdown moment was them telling him that he was in there for 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so it had emotion to
part
it.
of him making margaritas to
right. So I mean, because I hate to say that because the second act in movies there's supposed to be a slowdown. There's supposed to be build up to the third act.
Right.
And I mean, all the act. I liked how everything was levels. There was levels, so you could clearly define the acts and the levels, and it was cool. It was a cool way of setting up a piece of film, and I'm not sure what the scores are on it, but I mean, I think this movie deserves more than a 70. I'd give it, if it was like 100, if it was out of 100, I'd give it like a 78, maybe an 82. Like if as a fun go watch movie, like don't think you're gonna go into it and be like all annihilation about it. No way. Sit down and relax.
You don't have to think.
It's a Die Hard movie. You don't
have to think about watching the movie. You just gotta watch the movie.
Yeah.
And it all plays off each other. There's no thinking involved. It's just
It's just
a fun, easy movie to watch. I think there's you could have your kids watch this movie, except there's two parts. One being them talking about Jack Black's dick.
Yeah.
And then another part about her getting a boner. Whenever she hugs.
And they kind of hide that, if you're young enough, if you're a child, you don't really know what that means. And the peen stuff, I don't know, if you've taken showers with your child, they're gonna probably laugh at that part anyway.
Right.
Because it's funny. It is. It's kind of childish funny at that moment in time. But I'm for sure gonna watch this with my kid. Ari's gonna love this movie. Yeah, it's super fun. And so I mean I'm gonna rate this on our normal 1 to 5 scale as an A. I'm gonna go out and buy it. Because I think that me and her would probably watch it quite a few times. I think she'd really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I watched it once.
It helped branch away from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I know, right? Get away from Jurassic Park. So I mean, I would definitely go out and buy it, and I expect on watching it quite a few times, and I'm going to enjoy it every time I watch it. I know I'm going to have a fun time watching it. So
I don't know that I'd go out and buy this movie for sure. I also don't have a child, so
yeah. If I didn't have Ari, I wouldn't buy it. I'd wait till it went to $10.
Or I'd watch it on Netflix,
or when it came out on Netflix.
Or I'd be like, oh hey, guess what's on HBO today? Because that's an HBO show pretty much at this point.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh hey, the new Jumanji's on HBO. Let's watch it for free.
Right.
Because I have a feeling that's where it's going to end up. It's going to end up on one of those channels, like Lifetime or maybe not Lifetime, but
have a lot of replays on it.
Or she's going to have a lot of replays. Yeah, because it's one of those movies that'll get those plays. Not because it's a bad movie, just because it's an easy to like movie.
Yeah, it is. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, it's an easy to like movie, and it's an enjoyable movie. Just get a little more callbacks to the first Jumanji.
The only one that was in there was the hut that the original guy who went in. There was a little bamboo stick that had Alan Parrish's name carved into it.
Yeah.
That was it.
I wish there would have been more. But yeah, I mean, damn, dude, I can't. You can tell that, the motorcycle scenes where they're being chased, you can tell that was filmed live.
Yeah.
That's not CGI. They actually filmed that in Hawaii. So, they did, they went on set and they were doing stuff. And I always appreciate when you don't just put CG in everything just to do it, you know? And I wish I could find something to really complain about this movie with, but it's a sit back and relax movie. And it is. And it really hits all the marks and all the points that you're supposed to in a movie that's just a fun action movie, like a Die Hard movie. So, damn it. I wanted to hate this movie. We were going to stay as far away from Jumanji Welcome 100%. To the Jungle as we could. We were like, I don't want anything to do with this movie. I like The Rock in one movie, and you don't like in any movies. But have you seen Doom?
No.
See, we need to watch Doom. You might like The Rock in Doom
Maybe.
because he does a decent job in there. It's a guilty pleasure movie though, so you might hate it. But yeah, so we were gonna stay away from this movie. You know, Kevin Hart's super hilarious, but I don't really like a lot of his stuff, like the Real Husbands of Hollywood and stuff like that. Like I was like, oh god,
That's a thing.
Yeah, it's fake. It's a fake show. Yeah,
I can tell. I love Kevin Hart and everything. Like, I see a YouTube video about Kevin Hart, I'm watching it. I see a movie with Kevin Hart in it, probably watching it.
See, that's funny, and I'm not like that with Kevin Hart. Like his last stand up for me, I was like, oh man, ooh man. His last stand-up for me, I was like, oh man, I didn't really like the last stand-up as much as I liked the other things. But I mean, he's still super duper funny though. That's the thing.
He's an easy guy to like too. Like
he is. Yeah.
You know, his comedy isn't all about like, I grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
Like
he has very.
Here's all my
comedy.
hood stuff.
He has very very funny comedy. I liked all the stories of him like going to the club with like the other stars. He has like a whole little like sketch on that, or not a sketch but a bit on that, and it's very funny. But yeah, dang it, this was a damn good movie. And
The Rock, you played yourself besides a few parts. There was like one part in the entire movie where I was like, all right, Rock, shut the fuck up, please.
Were you? Because I didn't mind that. There was like a couple parts where like in the very beginning, and then at the end.
Mine was sort of the end.
Was yours the end? Yeah.
Whenever he got the squeaky voice being like, "Can I talk to you?"
Yeah.
Like, I can't even squeak my voice, dude.
Yeah, that part was. See, that's the thing though. With a goofy movie like this, like it makes it a little harder for me to tell if they're doing that as satire, like it's supposed to be awkwardly funny, or if it's The Rock acting.
I think it was The Rock acting.
Like, it's hard to tell. Well, it's everything that movie was so, like, silly at the same time.
Well, yeah,
it was like...
The movie just felt supernatural. It felt like it was already the characters. Like, I didn't feel like they had to play a part.
Yeah.
I felt like it was just their personalities. Already in the movie.
And I really like the ending. Like, we're not going to go through this whole movie act by act, because this is just a Z-Files. We're just going to do a light touch on it to let you know how we feel and, you know, do a random BS that we always do. But I really enjoyed the ending. Like, hard spoiler alert for the ending. When it's time for them to go and they're shaking hands with the NPC at the end and they're all going back to the real world, how... you know, the real person that is The Rock in the video game doesn't want to leave. And he's like trying to tell the girl, like, why don't you stay here? You can be you and I can be me. Mm-hmm. You know, and I was like, oh, dude, like, I didn't think that movie would do that. I didn't think that there would be, like, kind of a self-contemplation that happens in the movie. I thought it was just going to be a silly, fun action movie. And then all of a sudden at the end, they're like, we're so much better here. You know, yeah, right. And then
we can kick ass here.
And then they have a couple lines. They did. I looked that up when I was like, that sounds super familiar. I think that's a line from the original Jumanji. They did. So there was a line from the original Jumanji that Alan Parrish's dad tells him after he gets his butt beat, and then he goes and sees him at his shoe factory, and they say it a few times in this movie, and they just did like that was cool. I was like, wow, I really appreciate that. You know. They would do something like that and actually be like, oh man, this poor kid. Because I felt sad for him a little bit at the end. I was like, dude, this poor kid, he's a little grunt. You know, he's a big old nerd.
Dude.
And he's like the most Jewish Jew that you could find. And the
Rock kissing scene with...
I forgot about that part.
I was like...
They have a very funny kissing scene in the movie where it's super awkward and it's kind of gross. It was really, really funny. It was like, good.
how everybody felt whenever they saw Deadpool's dick inside the movie.
Yeah.
It was almost like the level of regret of watching that kissing scene.
Yeah. That was funny. That was super funny, though. Damn it. But, yeah.
Alright, you got me on this one, Rock.
Yeah, you got me on this one too, Rock. I usually appreciate your acting. And, touche. You got us.
Just be you in your movies and don't try to act, and I'll like your movie. That's what I figured out.
This movie makes me excited for Rampage.
We'll see, dude.
I'm nervous.
We'll see.
So,
all right, guys. Well, that's about it.
yeah, I can't think of anything else to say other than like the
Comment.
video, subscribe, and the bell. We forget the bell. I'm sure you're forgetting to hit the bell to make sure that you're notified. So you hit that bell for notifications and, get in there for that $100 giveaway. And this has been the Z-Files. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we suck this movie's dick anymore?